Today we have 20 vintage ports from 1966 and we opened 12, 13 already. I think the question would be which wines I don't like. In 1966 began with a very wet winter, which filled up the water reservoirs perfectly, which then, in the case that the spring, summer and autumn were extremely hot, they noticed 3-4 days with even more than 45 degrees in the shadow were absolutely necessary for the grapes to be able to get some water out of the ground. So even with these hot climate, the grapes didn't totally vanish or totally empty the reservoirs. Then we had 2, 3, 4 days of light rain, which gave the grapes perfect color, perfect sugar readings, and the people who were in charge by the time all said more or less that we had excellent, or they had excellent grape conditions for this. Nevertheless, 66 was a year in the beginning where the wines had where the wines were really rough in comparison to vintages like nowadays 2007, which are extremely approachable even when they're young. These wines were like totally tannic, very closed, and for a long time not really respected by the winemakers even themselves. They knew that it was a very good vintage, but they didn't think at this time it was a really outstanding vintage. But again, now with its 50th birthday, absolutely brilliant. Most of the wines really have some very spicy, very nice spice aromas, lots and lots of chocolate. Maybe some of the wines are still containing some residual fruit. So we're talking about fresh, young, vivid wines with a lot of impact and a very, very long aftertaste. "1966 is a superb year. For a very long time, it wasn't really very much noticed even by the port experts, because it was sandwiched between 1963 and 1970, which were a little bit earlier approachable than 1966. But today, or now, with this 50th birthday, I think 1966 will be the year with the longest life expectancy of all the three, which, as you can imagine, 1963 and 1970 also being extremely good years, is really something to think about and to talk about.